Welcome to the podcast where relationships, confidence, and determination all converge into an amazing, heartfelt experience. This is Speaking from the Heart.
Welcome back to episode number 175 of Speaking from the Heart. I know what you're thinking. When you read the title of today's episode, you thought, yes, this is the perfect opportunity to listen to Josh Smith, podcast host of this show, telling me that the opportunity that I've been waiting for all my life has finally come. Getting that perfect job, getting that perfect soulmate, getting that perfect house. These are all things I've been working on, so finally going to tell me the secrets and being able to unlock all of that. Right? Right? Well, you might be thinking, how do I even go about doing that? And you might be even asking, how did I ever go about doing that? Well, I hate to disappoint you, but I haven't quite gotten there yet. And maybe, just maybe, you're thinking, why should I continue listening to this episode if you have nothing to share with me? But hear me out. I think today is really about understanding how we can achieve the believable if we can go through the unbelievable. In other words, can we get through what obstacles, what patterns in life that have put us in this situation in the first place? Can we change the unexpected curveballs that get thrown at us so that we can see the other side? Are we able to achieve that quote-unquote perfection of all these items, all these things that we want to do? I have to start today's episode with a somber note. For me, it hasn't never been easy. I grew up in a place that essentially my parents didn't have much money. The money that they did cobble together was given as gifts, as opportunities for me to flourish along with my sister. Those opportunities in themselves, whether they were with education, whether it was something that we wanted to have as the latest video game system, or even something that we could wear to the high school dance that we were going to, being able to go out with friends so we can see the movies. All those things were very much far and few in between. Growing up on a farm, which I did with Alpine Nubian goats, essentially milking them early mornings, which were very much tedious, especially at my young age, really instilled with me the fact that nothing is given to us. We have to work hard to get what we really desire. And I think if anything, my mom, more particularly, wanted me to see that that's what it takes in order to achieve what you really desire in life. That reality, if you will, if you stuck to a plan, whether that is getting up early in the morning and also in the afternoon, but to also see what it takes to keep on pushing forward when you have those plans all laid out for you, that hard work will pay off one day. I see that now, 30 years later, after getting up in those early mornings with my mom, being able to work in the afternoon then as well, as being opportunities for me to develop myself, to see that the opportunity of a lifetime has finally shown up. But even then, that hard work is still not quite good enough. Those 50 goats that I would take care of in the morning turned into 0 when I moved out of my parents' place. And for many years, even up until my suicide attempt, which I've shared in other previous episodes if you're just joining us, has been an opportunity for me to recognize that that work never stops. You have to build patterns. You have to be consistent with your direction. But even when you lay out the best intended plans, money, support, confidence, and all, sometimes it's still stolen from you. In a bonus episode in which I shared with you last year, I talked about some of those struggles. Being able to move out, which has now been over a year since I found my own place. Being able to build from the ground up, to build this financial freedom that I've been achieving. But I have to admit, this year has been hell in itself. Dave Ramsey himself would be yelling at me, frustrated at me, saying that I was not following his plan whatsoever and was spending so frivolously that I deserve to be going through hell like I had been this past year. Rubbing together $100 or more with groceries that I had and being able to do what I needed to do just so I had the basic necessities, especially as I continue to build out my business, has been very difficult. Even fellow business owners that I have talked to have even said how challenging this climate has been. It has been so tough, so difficult to go through all these different things. But now seeing myself after 1 year going through all the things that I have gone through, I can safely say that the opportunity of a lifetime has finally shown up for me. This amazing fortune, this ability to showcase these achievements is something that is why I'm sharing this with you. I'm sharing a little bit of my own vulnerability. Being a business owner doesn't mean that I have a human component to myself, and I have to be honest and transparent, especially with the fact that we all go through these difficult struggles. We all have different things that we're trying to work on. It doesn't mean that it's given to us clear cut because we were able to establish what we needed to establish. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why it's so important that even if you're in the lowest of the lows, if you're willing to be disciplined, if you're willing to get up early in the morning and stay up late afterwards and work on yourself, read, digest new material, and grind and grind and grind, trust me, it will all come together. But we have to focus today on the unbelievable. How can we achieve that? Sharing my example, sharing what I have been through as a small snippet to the bigger picture, which I'd be more than willing to talk to you offline if you're interested in how I achieved this, is something that we have to grapple with. This reality that we live in today, especially as we approach the end of 2024, might be very tough for some of us. It might mean that this opportunity that we've been working towards is still out of reach. While it might be in grasp for me after working so hard this year, it's within my reach. It doesn't mean, though, that it's not the same for anybody else. You, my fellow listeners, listen every week, trying to find that inspiration, that encouragement to keep on pushing forward, to keep on seeing that through these conversations we can be more authentic and be more real with ourselves. That is why we keep doing this show. That is why that even with little resources, we can still accept the fact that we have a long way to go, but we can keep on working hard knowing that we're going to get there. Where does this come from? Why are we always conditioned to say that we need to be able to have this with the snap of a finger? The truth of the matter is, social media, other influencers that you see on those channels have taken this phenomenon of having instant gratification, having something just as simple as clicking a few buttons to be able to feel pleasure, to feel excitement, to feel like you can do this, but then realizing that there's so many more steps and it takes so much work, and you have to dig deep in order for that opportunity for you and for others to arrive. Finding that perfect job, that perfect soulmate, or even that perfect house all have different variables. And I don't necessarily need to break that down for you today. I'm sure for many of us, we can think of people that have been working so hard towards one of those goals. I can think of, even in each of these components, why I've been always trying to find that perfect job, which I feel like I have now being the business owner of a coaching consulting company. Finding that soulmate? It's still out there somewhere. I'm sure that that woman of my dreams will soon walk in my life, woo me and excite me, and make me stop doing speaking from the heart. But today, I'm definitely going to keep going because there are zero prospects for me as of the date of this recording. But that perfect house. Of course, I have no equity. I'm not able to do that quite yet. It's because I've saddled myself with thousands of dollars of student loan debt that I'm finally able to get control of. And it was all because I believed in this rat race dream of thinking that when I invested in my education, I was going to get something in return. But that was only a condition. That was only one of many requirements in my life in which I had to get to this point to realize that the work was still not done. Regardless of the stupid mistakes that I have made, Whether you think they are stupid or not, I say to you today that it's not just about becoming believable. It isn't just about changing your plans or changing your thought patterns. It's about realizing that you have to be a little bit more vulnerable about your story. It means that you have to open up about the challenges that you have. I know that for many people, listening to this might make you think that it's just another show where I'm being pitched a product or service and that I am really trying to get your business. And sure, it's a business podcast. Of course, I'm going to do that. I'm going to sell you my products or services. But the thing is that I genuinely mean it. Seeing what I have been through and knowing that I can get to the other side, I believe in you getting to that other side. Whether that's in your personal, professional, or business endeavors, maybe even doing your podcast as well. It's something that we can devise plans on. We think our ways in which we strategize how we get through our day. But more importantly, knowing that we have the capability, we have the ingenuity to achieve what might be impossible to some. Being prepared to pay dividends on this amazing fortune that we can create, this ability for us to see what is above all else, can help us with not only that dream job, that dream soulmate that we want, but even that perfect house. All those things, and even so much more that I'm not even listing. Even perfect health, even perfect clarity in our focus or direction could be avenues in which we achieve greatness. But friends, the opportunity of a lifetime arrives when you're ready to accept that what you've been doing is completely wrong and you need to change direction. Now, you might be very much ashamed, maybe hurt that I said that kind of statement, but it's okay. I've been lied to all my life, being told that if I did this and did that, I would be able to do what other people are able to accomplish. Making millions of dollars, finding that beautiful soulmate of my life, and having the perfect house to host, have comfort, and enjoy what life has to offer all across the world. But as I've traveled, as I've even done this very podcast, as I have even seen the growth and potential of my guests, and even the clients that I have worked with thus far, one thing rings true. If you don't stay focused, if you don't keep the course, and you don't keep on reflecting on what you have done, even if it's very small baby steps, all of this opportunity that you're trying to strive for, is for naught. I think in this holiday season, we have this way of thinking that everything is going to be great. The cheery lights, Santa Claus, and all the other magical opportunities that exist, whether that's at the ice skating rink, drinking hot cocoa on a winter cold night, or even doing some of the things that bring cheer to other people's lives, are just the start of the way in which we can work on ourselves. This is just a season. If you step out of this season, especially as we step into the year 2025, are you going to keep holding on to those values? Are you going to keep doing what you need to do in order to create that opportunity of a lifetime? In other words, are you going to keep spreading holiday cheer? Are you going to keep on helping others that are less fortunate? Or are you going to be stuck right back in your 2 out of 10 ways, thinking that I'll never get out of this? I have read so many people's biographies, including people like Steve Jobs, Jeff Bezos, and others. They are just like you and I, starting with a petty idea, having $0 in our pockets and bank accounts, and coming up with wild, imaginative ideas that would allow them to form multi-billion-dollar corporations serving a variety of products and services. Whatever you might think about those individuals, or even think about others that come up, all these different people that you might think of that might be in your life, that might be people that you admire, whether they are sports figures, celebrities, or something else, just know that they achieved greatness because not only have they worked with others, but they have worked on themselves. What is the plan for you today? What is the opportunity of a lifetime that you want to achieve that is all the way in the distance, but you're starting at ground zero now? I was like one of those people. $0 in my bank account, have very little self-confidence in myself, and I didn't expect too much from others. But I was hating that other people weren't helping me. I was the problem. I could not take responsibility for my actions. And that, my friends, was what was really holding me back for the longest time. Maybe it is you. Maybe it is indeed somebody else. But whatever that might be, stepping outside your bubble, stepping outside your comfort, making sure that you are able to go on that road that is ahead, no matter how long it might take. It can be frustrating. It can be challenging. It can be very demoralizing. You could be depressed. But I'm telling you, to become able to believe that you can do this, it's time. In this season of holiday opportunity, to become better prepared for what's ahead and to be able to receive some of these things that we are talking about, it's time. Step outside and see what is around you. See what's inside of you. Look very deep. Dig into what it is. Have somebody like a coach help you with figuring out what it is that you really want. Because if you're able to showcase those opportunities, not only will you be blessed, but it won't be a curse on you anymore. It will help you and others to see that you have what it takes to have this opportunity of a lifetime that even though you think you might have been granted it, you haven't. You have to work hard. And I know that through hard work, perseverance, and sacrifice, you not only could be the next Steve Jobs, Jeff Bezos, all these different people that have been very wildly successful, but you can also speak from the heart, sharing your relationships, confidence, and determination, and creating the opportunity of a lifetime. Because literally, it's staring right in front of you, waiting for you to latch on, take you to brand new heights. Thanks for listening to episode number 175 of Speaking from the Heart, and I look forward to hearing from your heart very soon.
Thanks for listening. For more information about our podcast and future shows, search for Speaking from the Heart to subscribe and be notified wherever you listen to your podcasts. Visit us at www.yourspeakingvoice.biz for more information about potential services that can help you create the best version of yourself. See you next time.